So, a question. I'm willing to bet a lot of us that drive and do videos have this said problem, issue, whatever we're going to call it. How do you come up with things to make videos about and upload when your day's really not that exciting? When your day's actually kind of dull and boring and mundane. Like, I can honestly say that's one of the biggest reasons I've not done anything for a minute, though. I'll say I had a good run. I had a good run of, I think, like a month and a half where I kind of uploaded a video every day of the week except the weekend, because I was like, hey, that's my thing. I had that random useless knowledge thing I was doing, and I kind of got burnt out on that because not the pressure, but like the need, I guess, of thinking up something of all the random things to talk about or to bring up they came up in topic. They came up in conversation. They weren't anything I had to think of. They were like, hey, random ADD memory trigger reminder, we're looking at barns, so why are barns red? Want to listen to a podcast, talk about ... It seemed like everybody liked that, and I liked doing it because it was interesting. It was fun. It was just one of those things where it was hard to kind of pick something and talk about it. Which is why I was asking people, like, hey, somebody shoot me just a thought, a word, a topic, a subject, just something to spur inspiration, because I don't know if I've said it often or much on here. I have no muse. I have no muse. Like, I have tried for years and years to have an original, spontaneous art creation, fill in the blank, for making something creative from scratch, just from my imagination. And I go to think of something and I just get a blank. My brain goes black. If you can think in visual images, I just see just a void. I just see a void. So that's why, like I say, I have no muse. Which, oddly enough, I can add a useless knowledge. Do you know what the muse is? Because if you go by mythology, the muse was a lesser goddess. Yes, a lesser goddess. If you go by Greek mythology, the goddess of inspiration and such and such. Wow, that trailer has got a hole in it. Wow. Oh, shit. I'd have to do some more research on her, but because I believe she is a goddess of inspiration via Greek in Roman mythology. One of those gods that really wasn't worshipped or anything. It was just something that in their mythology they came up with a god for that. Like the goddess of the heather, as in the mantle, the place of fire, the fireplace. That is called a heather. The space that you actually have the logs burning. There's a goddess of that. She doesn't really get a lot of limelight because it's a goddess of the fire at home. I think she has a couple other things that she's the goddess of, but that's her main one. That's why it's named the Heather. So the Muse. And then I guess the other thing that's complicated is with this GoPro, it was like, okay, cool, I can actually shoot stuff and not have to use my phone. But then I don't know if it's just me trying to pull the software, the videos over on my computer. They're always jumbled up and out of order. There's lots of copies of the same footage. I can't figure out the labeling format. So a lot of things, I've shot a lot of things. I constantly have this thing going, but when I go back to edit it, it's like I've got like days and days of footage where it compiles to hours, and I don't have the patience or the gumption to try to sort through all these videos to put them in order. When I look at them, I watch them for a couple minutes to kind of figure out, okay, that's that day, that's that day, that's that day. And I get through all that, and then there's still more videos, and then I find out, hey, that's a copy. And I don't remember that I've already used that one because I've gone through 4 or 5 other files. So that's something else I gotta figure out. I guess I'm saying that I'm really starting to see how there's a lot more work into this than just recording and posting like I was originally doing, because I wasn't doing a lot of editing. I wasn't having to organize clips. So I can see and appreciate the effort that a lot of guys out here put into doing what they're doing, and how that it looks easy because all you see is the finished product. You don't see the hours of meticulous sorting through files. So, for all you guys that do recorded videos, thank you. I see now why people have editors that they pay, and that's all they do is sit there and watch videos and sort through them and find things that are actually interesting and make something of them. Or I'm guessing a lot of the times it's like, hey, I want to make a video about the said topic. Here's a bunch of footage. I need you to cut it down to just things on the topic. I think it would be a lot easier to do what I'm doing if I could link my phone to the GoPro without having to use, or without having to pull the SD card out, using a USB adapter, and then plugging that into my phone and using it to pull the files over. I'm thinking that's the biggest thing. I think it's GoPro files and computers computers and phones don't really like each other or mesh well. So it helps that on my phone I can look at the date and times. Well, ain't that good an asshole? I can look at the date and times of when this video is shot and use that. Where on my computer, I haven't figured out how to do that with the software I'm using on my computer. So I think I might just have to do this 100% on the phone, but it'd be so much easier if I could use the computer too. But that's another reason why I want to get a laptop, but it's not a need, so it's on the back burner. And then there's a lot of things I want to do with my hobby of RCs, but again, it's not a need. And I'm in the process of trying to get out of my apartment and actually get into a house so that I don't have to rely on somebody else's permission to do said thing, or I don't have to have someone tell me that I can't put up a fucking barbecue on my property or on my porch. Just things like that. But upside, this weekend, the 19th, which is Saturday, and this is Monday, so Saturday this week, there's going to be another thing at Buddha's, and I'm going to be going to that, and I am going to actually try to actually get some good footage of like what I'm doing and where I'm going. Because it's a really cool place. There's a competition going on, but it's a 3-man comp, and it's kind of like the 3 guys compete against the groups of 3 compete against each other, and then I think the best of them goes to the scoring for the overall day, and then the person with the best score for the overall day is the person that gets a little prize for having the best time, and yada yada yada. And of course, I don't have 2 other guys to go with me to do it, or 3 other people to go do it. And honestly, none of my rigs are advanced enough crawlers to do better than what I've already done the few times I've been there. Like, if I could switch over my Temper Gen 2 electronics, or hell, just run it on LiPo, that thing has a lot of capability with the way I've built it. Like, it is an extreme articulation monster. And with the beadlock wheels I have on it, they've added a lot of weight, and then I've added some extra brass to the front end to kind of help that. It's just I'm running nickel hydride batteries and stock electronics, with the really only electronic upgrade on it is the servo. But like, there's things that could be better, a lot better. But I'm coming to the realization there's a lot of things outside my wheelhouse and outside my want to do. Like me, like, yeah, you can strip the parts off something and make it a monster crawler, but If it just looks like a couple pieces of angle iron screwed together with an axle mounted to it and some shocks, I'm like, that's not the cool part to me. The cool part to me is customizing the rig, making the rig look scale, or just looking real enough that, like, hey, it looks like you could actually build that. That would be cool if you could build that. That'd be awesome. Where all these other people are like, you gotta cut the weight down, you gotta cut the weight down. We're talking grams and ounces. I'm sorry, but like, if you're bitching about weight for RCs in grams and ounces for cutting weight, seriously? Seriously. Sorry, ADHD squirrel. I've got another hour to go, and I got to cut through the outskirts of Indianapolis to get over to Spiceland, so probably cut this here and just upload this tonight, because I'm going to try my best this week to start uploading again. It'll kind of give me something to do to fill in those boring hours of driving.